सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ. So like I said, we will just look at the summary, we will just look at the Mool Mantram, because we will be looking at this Upanishad in detail in our advanced study group, where word to word, Bhashya, etc. will be looked at. So right now the focus is that you just understand what the Upanishad is trying to convey. So we will start with the Shanti, the Shanti mantra for this Veda. Om Apyayantu Mamangani Vakpranashchakshushrotramatho Balavindriyani Cha Sarvani Sarvam Brahma Upanishadam Maham Brahma Nirakuriyam Mama Brahma Nirakarot अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. So may my personality, made of what? My limbs, my speech, my pranaha, may all my sense organs, may all my organs of action and organ of perception, my mind, all of my personality, what about them? May my mind be available for this pursuit. May they have sufficient strength, balamindriyani, may they have the appropriate strength to undertake this pursuit of understanding Brahman. Sarvam Brahma Upanishadam. Whatever there is in this universe is nothing but Brahman. So may I never ignore this Brahman, and may this Brahman also never ignore me. May, there is a particular word I am looking for. May I never reject Brahman, and may Brahman never reject me. May I never reject Brahman, meaning may I never miss seeing Brahman in everything, and in doing so also Brahman will not reject me. That is the whole essence of the mantra. May I not forget that there is nothing then other than Brahman. So this is the prayer. This is the prayer of the Shanti mantra.
Pushti are you? Is the recording on? Are we putting the recording?
Yeah, it's recording. Yeah, the recording is on.
So we'll get the.
You will get the recording.
Recording. Okay, thank you.
Yes. So few of the words. Anirakaranam is it means tiraskara. May Brahman do not do tiraskara of me. Tiraskara is rejection. May Brahman not reject me. But this is the essence, so I'm not going to go into each and every word, because we are going to do that when we actually study the Kenopanisad Bhashya. Here, with this Shanti mantra, this is all that we have to remember, that this Shanti mantra is telling, we are praying that may my whole personality be available for this pursuit, so that I am able to see that there is nothing but Brahman. Sarvam Brahma Upanishadam. I am able to see this vision, and in that way, may I never reject Brahman, and likewise, may Brahman also do not reject me. That is the essence. Then, going on to the mantra. So, before beginning the mantra, Swamiji would have given the Sambandha Bhashyam. So in Kena Upanishad, we have a Sambandha Bhashyam. So why do we have Sambandha Bhashyam? So normally, the Upanishad is part of the Vedas, right? So you may have heard that, this is a Karma Kanda and this is a Upanishad. So Veda is Veda, like Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Samaveda, and Atharva Veda. We have four Vedas. So these divisions, the rishis, etc., the divisions were made at a very later point for 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 our simplicity. Vedas are what? The Vedas are just Shwasa of Bhagavana. When were Vedas created? Are they created? No, Vedas are not created. Vedas, just when the Srushti happens, uh, when after the, uh, what is it? When the Srushti happens, uh, this, just as the creation starts happening, so also of from the Bhagavan, just as his exhalation. So it is an expression as a very nishwasa. That's an expression meaning effortlessly the Vedas are created from Bhagavan. It's not created. It's Bhagavan himself appearing as these Vedas. Um, where I'm getting at is in Vedas. In our discussion, Bhashyakara frequently say quite a bit or quite a chunk of Vedas is about Karma Kanda. It is about Karma Kanda, meaning it is about do's and don'ts, rituals, what one should do, what one should not do. And then a very little part, which is called Vedanta, is about Gnanam. So, usually we tend to think what? That if I carry a book, if I have a big fat book, I don't have it right now. Okay. If I carry a big fat book in front of me, and if in this book, majority of the part is talking about something, and just a little bit, this much part is talking about something, let's say Karma Kanda. And if just this much part is talking about what? Let's say Vedanta, Gnanakanda, Upanishad, then what would one tend to think? That this is the essence that the book wants to convey. And this is the main subject matter of the book, and not this Upanishad. So nowhere in the Vedas, it is said that, what is the subject matter of the Vedas. So that is why we need Bhashyakara to say that, okay, Vedas is just talking these things, it is just listing things, it is, then we have to interpret. And so Bhashyakara, in long discussions in Sambandha Bhashyam, explains that of this Upanishad belongs to this particular, what is it, Samaveda or Yajurveda, Krishna Yajurveda, sorry. This Upanishad belongs to Krishna Yajurveda, right? Talvakara Shakha. So of that Veda, what happens is Kena Upanishad forms, this particular Upanishad forms as a as the ninth chapter of the particular Vedas. So the Upanishad begins with ninth chapter. Uh, so Bhashyakara has to give the sambandh, the relation of the eighth chapter that were preceding the Upanishad, and he has to make a point that okay, these many chapters have gone by, and Bhashyakara is just picking this section of the book, and why is he not commenting on this? So for that he has to give a sambandha bhashya, a relation, so that what was the purpose of these things, this many um, uh, uh, whatever the Veda quoted or whatever the Veda prescribed. What was the purpose of those eight chapters? And now, why begin the ninth chapter? And why do I have to explain, give a bhashyam on ninth chapter? For that, a Sambandha bhashyam is constructed by, he is preparing this Sambandha bhashyam. He is presenting this Sambandha Bhashyam, and Bhashyakara says that the purpose of the chapter 1 to 8 was Karma Yoga, Antakaran Shuddhi, and Karma and Upasana were prescribed in the previous chapters. In the Karma Kand, what happens is Karma and Upasana are prescribed. Sadhana, the means, are being prescribed, so that once the seekers they follow it, once as human beings we have lived our life in accordance with the Shastra and avoiding what the Shastra asks us not to do, uh, when we have lived that kind of action, when we have lived that kind of life, following dharma and avoiding adharma, then antakaran shuddhi happens. Then our mind is able to think rationally. Then it is able to, then it becomes more subtle. Then our mind is able to focus on subtle thing. So far, my
Hello,
attention. Yes,
I need a right lecture. Right.
sorry. Yeah, so far my attention was on gross things, and now uh, it will shift to subtle matter, subtle things for which for which this antakaran shuddhi is required. So karma, and by karma we mean karma yoga. Uh, what does it do? It does antakaran shuddhi, and upasana was also prescribed in the previous 8 chapters. Uh, and those upasanas were prescribed for what? Chitta naischalyata. So we want both the purification of mind and steadfastness of the mind. So we want our mind to be steady. So that is why japa is prescribed, right? So prayers, japa, everything has its place, so that our mind becomes prepared for this knowledge. So this chapter 9, this Kenopanisad, is for a prepared student, one whose mind is both purified and his mind is able to abide for a length of time in a particular thing, in a particular thinking, or whatever one wants to concentrate on. So that is what the Sambandh Bhashya is about, and I'm sure a lot of time must have been spent on Sambandh Bhashya. I am skipping everything. I am just focusing right now on the Upanishad. Rest we are going to study. So I am. So this was Sambandha Bhashya. This was the gist of Sambandha Bhashya. That 8 chapter has already, because it is this Kena Upanishad is part of the Veda. So then this justification has to be made, that why you are picking suddenly, so many chapters are gone and you are suddenly picking the ninth chapter and starting to write. So the Sambandha Bhashya, that what did those 8 chapters do? The 8th chapter made sure that after living such a life, the person's antahkaran, the mind, has become pure, meaning the person's mind has become free from raga and dvesha, meaning likes and dislikes, meaning less of expectations, meaning more of Ishvara in one's life. All this, more of those values, amanitvam, adambhitvam, satya, ahimsa, all of these, karuna, compassion, kshama. So when one has lived such a life, when one's personality has become like a giving personality, that is when a person becomes ready, becomes available to understand the true nature of self and the true nature of Brahman, and is able, then he would be able to see the vision of the Shruti. Shruti has a Shruti's it's a tall order that Shruti is going to talk, and for that we need to expand. And that is possible only when we have expanded as human beings in all these values. And so the 8th chapter, meaning the Karma Yoga, the Ishwararpana Buddhi, the Mulyas, the values, does this. It expands our personality. And Upasana is as well necessary. It is not that you just do Seva and Karma Yoga. We also have to spend sufficient time in Upasana, so that uh, not only our mind quietens, but we are able to focus on that japa, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. We are able to sit with ourselves without distraction, without any restlessness. So this these are the two purposes for the Karma Yoga and Upasana, which were prescribed in the previous 8 chapters. And now the Upanishad begins with the chapter 9. And here, uh, unlike many of the other Upanishads, where a seeker comes to the teacher and asks, for Gnanam, here straight away, like there is no anecdote that what happened, that okay, XYZ Shishya approached XYZ Guru, and then this happened and that happened. No such thing. Like in Mundaka Upanishad, we it started with the Guru Shishya Parampara, and then it said that the Shishya asked that what is it, knowing which everything is well known. Then in Kathopanishad also we saw Nachiketas going to Yamaraja and then asking for the Brahma Vidya as part of his third boon. So we saw all that. But here, straight away, Shishya's question is the first mantra. So Bhashyakara gives a little bit of thinking behind it, that it must be a prepared Shishya. Just looking at the mantra, what the first mantra is going to state, uh, he is analyzing the Shishya, that we have to assume that a prepared Shishya must have approached uh, um, a Shrotriya Brahmanishta Guru, meaning a wise person, a guru who is abiding in this knowledge. He must have approached in the appropriate manner. So all this has to be assumed, that the seeker is adhikari. He has the preparedness and he is approaching the right guru. All this we have to assume. Based on what? Based on the question that is being asked. So we will read the first mantra. ॐ केनेषितं पतति प्रेषितं मनः केन प्राणप्रथमप्रैतियुक्तः केनेषितं वाचमिमां वदन्ति चक्षुश्रोत्रं कौ देवो युनक्ति. So the question is, Shishya asks, what is it? केनेषितं पतति प्रेषितं मनः केन प्राणः प्रथमप्रैति युक्तः. So desiring what, or ishitam means desiring what, or preshitam means prompted by what. Either desiring what or prompted by what. Let me just have this also. We find, Shishya must have thought that I find the mind is doing its activities, I find the prana is doing its activities, and all the vacha. By vacha, you have vacha means the organ of speech, but by vacha, you have to understand all of the organ of action. And chakshushrotram meaning all of the organ of perception. So one representative of the organ of action, speech is being spoken, but we have to understand all the organ of action, and same chakshushrotram representative of the organ of perception, we have to understand all the organ of perception. So Shishya says, I find that my mind is doing its activities, this prana is doing its activities, this organs of speech and its organ of action and perception is doing its activities. They by themselves, I don't think they can do its functions. They're not conscious entity by themselves. So much of his thinking has gone by that can organ of action perform its duty just by itself? Uh, no, they are inert. Are they conscious entities or are they inert? So all this thinking has gone by. He thinks that this prana is inert. Why is it inert? Uh, on what basis do you say prana is inert? We feel that we are alive when prana is. But the Shishya is able to see that prana is not uh, alive on account of itself. He is able to see mind is not alive and be able to do its function on account of itself. Uh, the organs of actions uh, are not able to do its functions. I am not able to move my hand like this on account of the hand on its own, or I am not able to speak like this just by the Shakti, by the capacity of the speech alone. There is something else after it. So, what is it? What is it because of which all of these karana, all of these instruments are functioning? All of this karya karana sangata, all of this assembly, all of my personality is functioning. There is something else behind it. Kenishitam, desiring what? Uh, Desiring what? The mind is functioning like that, or prompted by what? The mind is functioning like that. Is somebody triggering? Is somebody telling mind to do? And then it functions. What is it? Is it mind itself functioning, or is it prompted by somebody? Kau devo yunakti. Is it some self-effulgent uh, entity who is after it, or is some um, is some um, is some devata with particular costume with a particular saguna? Is some saguna Brahma after it? It is some saguna Ishvara? Is some devata with some visheshas after it, or is somebody else after it? So he's not uh, directly asking a lot of things, but indirectly Bhashyakara has brought out lot of what is going on in his mind and how subtle is this question. So basically what the first mantra is the Shishya's question and the proposition of the Upanishad. Just as you know in Katha Upanishad, the third vara that Nachiketas asked became the proposition of the whole Upanishad. And in Mundaka Upanishad, what is it? Knowing which one thing, everything else becomes known. This becomes the proposition. Whole Upanishad is unfolding that that one. It is showing that one trying to fulfill or answer that one thing. And so also here, this one mantra, this proposition is going to be answered. So the first mantra is the question of the student and two important words, Ishitam and Preshitam. Like, is it uh, is it that somebody is actually desiring, or is it somebody prompting? What is it that is after the functioning of this mind, sense organs, and organs of actions? So his first observation is what? The Shishya's first observation is the mind, the organ of action, and the organ of perception are not conscious by itself. This is the first observation. Do we agree? We have to agree to it, or we have to understand it. If we don't understand it, then we have to spend time on it. And Pashyakara will give lot of time will be spent on it. That why is mind inert? Why is the Karya Karan Sangata inert? Because they are what? Drashta or Drashya? Drudrushya Vivek. So they are drashya. Do we see the activities of the mind or not? Do we see the activities of uh, organs of action and organ of perception? Can we objectify it or not? We can. So we know if I have a pain in my hand whenever when I'm lifting, do I know it or not? I know it. But who am I? Am I that pain, the known entity, or I'm the one who knows that there is pain? So the one who knows that there is pain, is that one different from the pain or not? Yes. So that pain is drishya, and whatever is drishya, is it a conscious entity or unconscious entity? It is unconscious, meaning it is inert. It is not conscious by itself. It is dependent on something else to behave as if it is conscious. So, in Vedantic language, when we say something is inert or something is jada, it means what? It is not conscious by itself, it depends on something else to be conscious or to behave like conscious. The consciousness in it is not permanent, it is incidental, it comes and goes. Um, so, the mind is not conscious, it is inert because it is drishya. It can be seen, it can be perceived as I am the drashta and I know the feelings, I know my thoughts, etc. In this manner, mind is inert. So also prana. Do I know the activities of my prana or not? Do I know when I start being breathless? If I climb the stairs very fast, and then what? It becomes difficult for me to breathe. Do I know that? And when I do my pranayam and the breathing slows down, do I know that? So when I do the kumbha, the rechak, etc., do I know that? Yes. So pranaha is also what? Drishya. So pranaha is also inert, manaha is also inert, sense organs and organ of actions are also inert, same way. Drishyatva, because they are all, object of my seeing, object of my experiencing. So they are inert by themselves, but they are behaving like conscious. The first observation is all these are inert. Second observation is what? Although they are inert, they are behaving like a conscious entity. What do you mean by conscious entity? They are behaving, they are functioning as if they have power of its own, but they do not have the power of its own. So the question is desiring what do this uh, things do this mind, sense organs, etc. Do their activity, or prompted by whom? Prompted by which deva? Prompted by what god? Prompted by what Ishvara? Or prompted by what entity? Prompted by what conscious entity are they doing these activities? Are they functioning the way we experience it in our personality? This is the question. Any doubt you can, uh, stop me and ask. You have
No, no,
freedom to
it's
do it.
okay. It's very good.
So then the teacher starts answering. So by the very statement that the teacher answers, it shows that the teacher has accepted the shishya, uh, and so not highlighting too much on that. I'm just going to go what the second mantra is saying. श्रोत्रस्य श्रोत्रं मनसो मनो यत् वाचोह वाचं सौ प्राणस्य प्राणः चक्षुषश्चक्षुरतिमुच्यधीराः प्रेत्यास्मा लोकादमृता भवन्ति. So the teacher asks, sorry, uh, the teacher responds in a very unusual way. In a very unusual way, the answer given is that thing which you have asked for, the question you have asked for, the entity you are looking for, the reality or the essence that you are looking for, uh, which is the Ishitam Preshitam thing, prompted by whom, which Deva, Kau Devo Bhunakti. Give me a second. So by whose desire the mind, sense organs, or organ of actions are doing, functioning the way they are, or prompted by whom? Two things, right? So as if somebody is desiring that the mind should do this, the organ of action should do this, or something or somebody is as though prompting the mind to do that. So who is that? That's the question. What is the question? As if somebody is desiring, the mind cannot desire because the mind is inert. Organ of actions, prana, all these cannot desire, but they are functioning. So who is the one who is desiring? Or ishita meaning who is the one who is desiring? Kaudevo yunakti. uh, who is the one, who is that deva who is desiring, uh, or who is the one who is prompting the mind, etc., to do it. So this ishitam and preshitam has these two meanings. Either somebody is prompting or prompting the mind to do it, or somebody is, or by the desire of that deva, the uh, mind is as though functioning the way it is. Actually, before going to the next mantra, I'm going to say this. See, when we were, when I was in school, our teachers, when I was in fifth grade, we went to this place called Khambat, which had where our Puja Swamiji was born in Khambat. So it is near the Arabian Sea. So there was this setup where the teacher was there, and we were students, 50 or so, more so, 100 or perhaps 200 students were there. And so we were playing a game. The teacher made us play a game, the Queen of Sheba. So she would be the Queen of Sheba, and she would say, the Queen of Sheba wants this. And then there used to be two parties. So then everybody, so whatever thing she would say, I want a whatever, a bindi, red bindi. So everybody would go for, amongst the whole audience and see where they could get a red bindi from. And then whoever uh, comes to the teacher, to the Queen of Sheba, and gives first, that party wins. What's the point? When we were all playing, we were active, we were functioning. Were we functioning by our own desire, or that Queen of Sheba was dictating? The Queen of Sheba wanted something, and then we ran for it. So then that object of want kept on changing. So likewise, in our body also, if we see, the heart is pumping, it is pumping the blood up and down, and the prana is functioning in the right proportion, so that we do not lose, we do not die. We retain the right amount of oxygen, the right amount of CO2 is thrown out. So all this prakriya, the digestion happens the way it should, for the healthy functioning. The circulation happens the way it should for keeping each cell of this body alive. Uh, uh, we see all this, the eyes are seeing, so that whatever I see, I am able to comprehend properly, and the mind is after it, so that it can process all the data. So we see this. So like that Queen of Sheba, when she asked for, I want this and that, and when all of us were running, uh, did we ran or did we desire for that red bindi on our own, or we were prompted by something else to get, whatever thing that we desired for? Let us say we desired for that red bindi. Was it our own desire, or we were prompted by something else? So like that, that's the question. that what is it? Uh, who is that one? Who is by whose desire all these things are functioning, or who is as though prompting uh, these mind etc. to desire or to function. So the question itself is very subtle. Uh, it's very subtle. Like when you see the bhashya, you will see. But now coming to uh, the uttara, the response that the guru gives is shrotrasya shrotram. It is the ear of the ear. It is the mind of the mind. It is the speech of the speech. It is the prana of the prana. Chakshush Shati Chakshush Shati Chakshush Chakshurati Muchariraha Pretyasmar Lokadamrita Bhavanti. Uh, it is the eye of the eye. Dhiraha Atimuchya Pretya Asmat Lokat. Dhiraha, the wise people, Asmat Lokat Pretya, when they give when they give up this loka, then they attain amrutatva. What do they have to give up? Viraha, when they give up identification with the upadhi, and then when they give up the identification with the body mind sense complex as I. Right now I think this is pushti. This pushti with such and such height, and who is able to think like this, who is able to feel, who is sensitive, who gets insult, that is pushti. So, but who are the wise? The wise are those pretya smat amruta, uh, pretya asmat lokat. Which loka? This personality. So wise dhiraha are those who have given up identification with this personality as I. This vyashti, this individual personality is I. When the wise people they give up that identification. Why do they give up that identification? Because they have understood that this question that was asked in the first mantra, that conscious entity, that deva, is a self-effulgent deva. The consciousness is self-effulgent, and it is what? It is shrotrasya shrotram. It is the content of ear. Meaning what? By ear, the functioning of the ear is because of which the functioning of the mind is because of which the functioning of my speech is because of which the functioning of prana. In Kenopanisad it was said that there is some Vamana Deva who is sitting here, who is as though pumping this air up and down without fail 24/7 through the lifespan of our of our whatever the prarabdha is. So this conscious entity, this person, this wise person has understood as the content of the of all these functioning, that it is when my ears are listening, it is not the ears that are listening, it is because the conscious entity is that because of which my ears are listening. The conscious entity or the consciousness is that because of which my mind is able to run. Yesterday was Purnima. Oh, my mind already is. Oh, do you remember how big the moon was? Because of which my mind is able to run and think so fast. it's not because of the mind itself. It is that capacity given to the mind is because of this consciousness. So that entity that you are asking about, it is manaso manaha, it is the mind of the mind, meaning it is that because of which the mind is able to do its activity, its thinking. It's so any of these mind, prana, sense organs, organ of action are functioning, because of which is this consciousness. Having understood that, the dhiraha, wise, they give up identification with this loka, with this individual self, and amruta bhavanti, and they become immortal. Uh, do they become immortal or no? They are already immortal. They realize that they are already uh, immortal. Because of wrong notion so far, because of atma and atma viveka so far, because of taking this individuality as I had so far confined myself. But when I understand that, oh no, I am not this mind, I am not this speech, I am the one because of which mind and speech are functioning, then I give up identity with this body, with this uh, individual sharira, individual personality, and I realize my true nature. It is like the 10th boy recognizing that I was never lost. I was searching for the 10th boy, but I forgot to count myself. So, in a very in a very code language, I should say, the answer is given in a code language. Then uh, the answer given by the guru, that it is this conscious, this, what is it, uh, by whose desire all these things are functioning, or by whose prompting all these things are functioning. Guru says it is the ear of the ear, mind of the mind. So the Shishya doesn't understand what is going on. So the Guru must have seen that, the Shishya has not got, like it is still not clear. So he's kind enough and he gives another clue. Wait, you are trying to think of that entity through your mind, and through your organ of actions. You're trying to grasp it. It's not going to be possible. Third mantra. न तत्र चक्षुर्गच्छति न वाक् गच्छति नो मनो न विद्मो न विजानीमो यथैतदनुशिष्यात्. I've forgotten something. न तत्र चक्षुर्गच्छति न वाक् गच्छति न वाक् गच्छति नो मनः न विद्मो न विजानीमः यथैतद् अनुशिष्यात्. So there, this eyes do not have its reach, meaning you cannot understand that, you cannot know that entity through your eyes, meaning through your organ of perception. You cannot hear it, you cannot smell it, you cannot taste it. Neither by your speech, meaning neither you can grasp by your organ of action. What about mind? No, even the mind does not have its reach there. Uh, Meaning what? Uh, what can the sense organs and organ of action and mind grasp? Something that has a vishesha, something that has a form, something that has a name can be understood through speech. But this entity is not something that has name and form that distinguishes itself from everything else. Therefore, you cannot know it through these standard means of knowing. So far in the world, whatever, if we want to know what is this, we know by our standard means of knowing called our eyes, and by our mind, that okay, we read, our eyes we see, and then our mind comprehends that okay, this is Ashtadhyayi. So it is a book of grammar, it is a book of Sanskrit grammar. I can comprehend when I see that okay, this is a book and this is what it reads. So it must be a book of higher Sanskrit grammar. Is this Brahman like this? Is this Deva like this? Is this consciousness like this? The question is about, uh, it is about Brahman. It is about Atma. It is not spoken of that this is what the question is about, but that is what it is about. It's all in code language. What is it? You know. Um, so the standard means of knowledge, it does not have its reach there, because by our standard means of knowledge we can only grasp something that has a name, that has a form, something that has a vishesha, something that has an attribute, something that has a guna, uh, but this doesn't have any guna, like something like blue lotus, or sweetness, blueness. Does this Brahman have something of this attribute, blueness or sweetness? No, it doesn't have it. Uh, does it have some sambandha? If it had some sambandha, if it had a relation, then by relation also you can know, with all these means of knowledge, etc., in mind, you can know something. You can know something where Shashti, where was this? Four things. Guna, anyways, some kind of vishesha, some kind of form, some kind of, uh, you know, limiting adjunct, some kind of name and form. When it is there, only that thing our eyes, our mind, etc., can comprehend. That is not the situation here. So our normal means, uh, they fail to know this entity. Okay, so then yatha etat anushishyat, then how is it known? Can it not be known? So the Guru is telling the first, in the second mantra, he said, this entity you are talking about is the ear of the ear, mind of the mind, the speech of the speech, the prana of the prana. So, and then in the third mantra, first he says, Na tatra chakshur gacchati. There the eyes do not have the reach, the organ of perception and action do not have reach, mind do not have reach. So now the Shishya is confused. Is there such a thing at all? You are talking all wobbly things. Is it? Is there such a thing at all? Can it be ever known? Is there such a thing at all? So, yeah, it can be known. Yatha etat anushishyat, in the way this has been taught. Anyat eva tat viditat atho aviditat adhi. Okay. Okay, so this too has to be taken. Okay, that's why. Uh, okay, so we should take this as well as one mantra. That's why I was not able to speak the mantra. न तत्र चक्षुर्गच्छति न वाग्गच्छति नो मनो नो मनः नो मनो नो मनः न विद्मो न विजानीमः। यथैतद् अनुशिष्यात् अन्यदेव तद्विदितात् अथो अविदितादधि इति शुश्रुम पूर्वेषाम् येनस्तद् व्याचचक्षुरे। So that's the whole mantra. So far, it said that these organs do not have its reach there. But it is not that it is not at all knowable. Then how is it knowable? It is different from vidit, and it is different from avidita. This is how in the Guru Shishya Parampara it has been taught, and this is the only way that this consciousness or this about which you have asked can be known. There is no other way other than this. The way it has been taught, how? Anyat eva tat viditat अथो अविदितात् adhi iti shushruma purvesham. This is what iti shushruma purvesham. This is what we have heard from other acharyas, from the knowers of of this truth. We have heard this. Ye tat ye nah tat vyachachakshire. We have heard this from other acharyas who have known this, and they have vyacha chakshire. They have told us like this. What? They have told us like this, that this can be known as what? Anyat eva tad viditat atho aviditat adhi. So this line is the key statement of this Upanishad. Anyadeva, that how is this to be known? It is different from vidit, and it is different from avidit. Vidit meaning it is different from anything that is known. Is it unknown? No, it is not unknown as well. So it is different from that as well. I'll explain that. That may seem to be complicated. So this vidita and avidita, it is explained in different ways. Bhashyakara explains it. Vidita means anything that is known as other than me. In that manner, you are not going to be you will not know this entity. You will not know this entity as something different from you. Then will this always remain unknown? No, it is also not unknown. Therefore, see, if it is not known, then what is the answer? Then it is unknown. But it is also not unknown. So both is negated because it is not known like something different from you. It is not known as an object. It is not something to be objectified. Therefore, you cannot see it as other. You cannot see it as apart from you. You cannot see it as separate from you. That is what is meant by anyat eva tad viditat. And by negating aviditat, it is neither something not unknown to you. That is what is negated. Second way Bhashyakara explains it is by vidita, it is taken all the karya, all the effects, all the gross prapancha, all the gross thing that is that can be perceived by our organ of sense organs. or mind, right? So anything that can be perceived as other, that can be objectified. And what is that? Anything that is manifest, right? For something, for you to objectify something, it has to manifest in some name and form. So anything that manifests as some name and form can be objectified. It has potential to be objectified. So by vidita, any form, whether it exists today, or it can exist in future. It may be that it doesn't exist today, but it can exist, 10 years later it will come up. So anything that has potential to express itself in a particular form or name can be known. Whether it is there right now or not is immaterial, but if something has potential to express itself in a particular form, then it can be known. So in that way, it is not known. So it is different from Vidita, it is different from Karya. It is different from Karya, it is different from effect. And it is different from Avidita. What is Avidita? Uh, the cause is on Avidita. The seed is Avidita. When you see the tree, the entire the form of the tree is visible to you, but what about the roots? The roots are beyond the reach of your perception. But because you see the tree, therefore you assume that there must be a root. So because you see the cause, because you see the effect, therefore you assume what? That there must be a cause because of which these effects are seen. So avidita, by avidita, Bhashyakara has interpreted karana. So it is different from the effect, and it is also different from the karana. What is karana? Maya. It is hiranyagarbha. It is that potential, uh, because which gives rise to all the multitude of names and forms which we call karya, in in which can be called karya or unmanifest. Seed is the unmanifest state, and the sprout is the manifest state. So it is different from both the karya and karana, because it is the essence of both of these. So this is how uh, the teaching starts. Now, why is the student told this? See, even when we are told that this Brahman, this consciousness is not something to be created. It is your very Swarupa. You are limitless. You are happiness. What is our tendency? We still try to think. We still try to objectify. We still try to do something. We want to meditate so that we will have an experience. We want to meditate so that we can get rid of something. We will do japa so that we will be able to focus and concentrate. So what we are told here, that in all your efforts, you are actually all my effort to approach, to grasp my, whenever I'm making an effort, it is indicating that I'm trying to reach it. I'm trying to grasp it. Even by my meditations, or by my thoughts, by my thinking, I'm trying to as if think it. I'm trying to as if objectify it. And the whole, uh, that pattern has to be changed, because this consciousness is what? It is a self-effulgent entity. So it is swaprakasha, self-effulgent. Like what? Like the diya, right? The diya is what? Do I have to bring another light to light up that diya? The lighted, which is already lighted up? No, because the flame, the diya is already what? It is swaprakasha, it is self-effulgent. I don't need anything else. So also this consciousness is um, self-effulgent. It is only obstructed by our wrong notions, and so when those wrong notions are shed off by knowledge, then the happiness which is my nature is realized. So that is what is uh, being done. What Shruti is doing in this third and fourth mantra is, it is by telling that na tatra chakshur gacchati navag gacchati. So now the Shishya, having heard this, all those tendency to go out, to reach out, to objectify, to have some figure that, oh, Brahman is going to be like with so many heads and ears, etc., all that will drop. So that is what the Shruti is silencing our mind. The Shruti is silencing our activities. The Shruti is silencing, helping us get rid of all the restlessness and making our mind quiet. We just have to be to discover our true nature, and Shruti is helping us to be. To be is the most difficult thing. What do I have to do? Nothing. I just have to be comfortable with myself, however the situation is. That's what the Shruti is trying to make us do. You just be. Uh, and that is what this uh, mantras are doing. It is different from Vidita, it is different from avidita. So first interpretation was what? It is different from karya, karya and karana. It is different from this effect, and it is different from cause. It is neither the cause, it is neither effect. So don't try to objectify it. You are not going to be able to reach in this manner. Uh, and uh, if something is knowable, then what would be our approach? We would try to know it. uh, and avidita. So anything that is knowable or not known, how do we try to know it? We try to either acquire something, or we try to get rid of something. uh, right? So when I am telling you that your nature, consciousness is your nature, happiness is your nature, it is just that your buddhi is obstructed. So now what is the idea you're going to have? Okay, some obstruction is there, so I have to get rid of things. Okay, so one more issue. So now, so far your attempt was to gain knowledge. Now your attempt will be what? Okay, so I'll have to get rid of ignorance. Okay, let me get rid of the ignorance. So again, the activity is what? Of trying to acquire and trying to get rid. So, heya upadeya. This is the second word, important word that is conveyed or interpreted or expounded by Vashyakara, which we will study. But it is not something to be acquired or given up. So all our activities, the Shishya's tendencies are to acquire something and to get rid of something. So stop all such activities. This is what the intention of the third and fourth mantra is. The Shruti wants the Shishya to just be with self. When all these activities are dropped, when all these notions of cause and effect, it is something, it is perhaps a cause, it is perhaps some effect, all these are dropped, and then when we are just with ourselves, then what we are hitting is that conscious entity. It's not something that can be described by words. So Shruti is letting us go of what we should not be holding on to, and what will be left as a residual is my true nature, consciousness. So very wonderfully it is proceeding. What I would like to do is finish off the fifth to eighth mantra, so that we have done the first mantra, and then we can first chapter, and then we can continue from tomorrow, if that's all right, if you can give me 10 more minutes.
Yeah, it's okay.
So what I will do is I will read 5 to 9, and then it has the same implication. Okay. यद्वाचानभ्युदितं येन वागप्युद्यते तदेव ब्रह्मत्वं विद्धि नेदं यदिदमुपासते. Okay, let me do this one. So that by which the organ of speech is able to speak, that is this entity. You please understand Brahma to that alone, not to that to which you are meditating upon as something other than you. Idam, uh, not something other than you. Idam is something other than me. I can say idam this to something that stands apart from me. So this is not that some this entity doesn't stand apart from you. So far you had been meditating, Ishvara as something other than you, as someone other than you. That is not this Brahman. That is not this Ishvara. This Ishvara is that is not the right understanding of Ishvara. Let me put it that way. But who is this Brahman? Who is this Ishvara? This Brahman, this Ishvara, this limitlessness, this limitless consciousness is that because of which the organ of speech is functioning. Uh, and two things by which the organ of speech is functioning, and that entity cannot be illumined. The speech, the words cannot unfold, illumine, or make us identify, make us know that Brahman. So it is not Brahman cannot be known by speech, but uh, but it is Brahman because of which the speech is able to illumine whatever it illumines. You are able to recognize these words, it's because of Brahman. But will my words illumine Brahman? No. The words will not illumine Brahman. But who illumines this word? Who illumines these words? Brahman. So Brahman illumines these words, but the words will not be able to illumine Brahman. So even if the words are talking about Brahman, it will not be able to illumine Brahman. What to do? By literal meaning, it will not reveal Brahman. So Brahman is not a literal meaning to any word, but we have to understand the tatparya. We have to understand the purport, and what remains. It by leading us, it will lead. The words will lead us to this understanding of Brahman. So the same idea of what I explained for the organ of speech is conveyed for mind, for prana, and for eyes, meaning organ of perception, etc. I'm just going to read the and Shrotra. I'm going to chant the mantra. Yanmanasana manute yenahurmano matam tadeva brahmatvam viddhi nedam yadidamupasate यच्चक्षुषा न पश्यति येन चक्षुंषि पश्यति तदेव ब्रह्मत्वं विद्धि नेदं यदिदमुपासते यच्छ्रोत्रेण न शृणोति येन श्रोत्रमिदं श्रुतं तदेव तदेव ब्रह्मत्वं विद्धि नेदं यदिदमुपासते यत्प्राणेन न प्राणिति येन प्राणः प्रणीयते तदेव ब्रह्मत्वं विद्धि नेदं यदिदमुपासते. So, like I said, the same concept. It's that this conscious entity is that by which the mind illumines its respective objects, but which cannot be illumined by mind. Mind cannot illuminate. However, this entity alone illumines all the functions of the mind. You please understand that alone as Brahman, not this that you are meditating upon as something different from you. Same thing, Chakshusha, uh, that Brahman is one that illumines all the functioning of the eyes, but which the eyes cannot see. The eyes cannot see Brahman, but the eyes sees, because of which is Brahman, or the illumining or the seeing capacity of the eyes is because of which is this Brahman. You please understand that alone as Brahman. So why is Shruti saying in so many statements? So that no glossing over takes place. It wants to hammer the same idea again and again. That is the only reason, because we may have, like I said, I've explained it once, you please understand. So that is glossing over. But the Shruti is not like that. Shruti is like a mother. She wants to hammer that I know what you are going to do, so let me hammer the same idea again and again and again and again. So yat shrotrena na shrunoti yena shrotramidam shrutam. That because of which I am able to hear is this Brahman, but it cannot be, but this Brahman cannot be heard by this Shrotrendriya. It cannot be heard by the organ of hearing. That is this Brahman, not this that you are meditating or praying as something other than you. And same, that because of which the prana is functioning, doing its functions, but yet pranena na praniti, but uh, which cannot be grasped by the prana, but the prana gets its grasping power because of which is this Brahman, and still it cannot, this prana cannot grasp, it does not have its scope in Brahman. You please understand that as Brahman, not this that you are praying as something other than yourself. So, iti kena Upanishad prathama khandaha. So, the main message is conveyed. Now, the main message will also continue in the second khanda. So, the first two khandas, they expound the prime understanding, and then we have the third khanda in the form of Akhyayika. This first two khanda are expounding the Tvam-pada, the Swarupa of Atma. Then in the third, the Akhyayika, we have the Devatas, the Akhyayika anecdote of the Devatas. You can say that is a Tatpada, but this is the prime message. And And then in fourth khanda, I believe the sadhana, the tapa, etc. All those sadhana is being, prescribed by the Shruti, and the phalam, Gnana phalam, is being prescribed in the fourth khanda. So we will try to do second and third tomorrow, and hopefully uh, fourth on Thursday, and complete the
Very nice. Thank you.
Very good, Prachiji. Better
Very good. Thank
understanding
you.
now, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do the prayers. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Prachiji, Hari Om. Sudhir.
Hari Om